Welcome to Healing One Square at a Time, a healing bingo board journey with me, Ivy Watts. A journey where I am reclaiming my power, rediscovering self-love, and finally choosing me, using activities on a healing bingo board that I've created, ranging from buying myself flowers every month, journaling every day, to attending comedy shows and concerts solo. Through personal stories, reflections, and practical insights, I'll help you to stop seeking validation from others and start giving yourself the love and care you truly deserve. Together, we'll explore ways to validate ourselves, heal emotional wounds, and embrace the joy of dating ourselves before looking for love from others. Subscribe for inspirational content, tips to create your own healing bingo board, and encouragement to take the first step toward a more empowered life where you love yourself completely and authentically. It's time to heal, one square at a time. I'm excited to welcome you back for another episode of Healing One Square at a Time, a healing bingo board journey. Today, I'm going to talk about an experience I had of going to another social event alone. This time I went to a concert alone. If you're a 90s baby or even a little bit older, maybe you've heard of JoJo. Know the song Leave, Get Out, or Too Little, Too Late. I'm not going to sing, I'll spare your ears, but was someone who I listened to a ton when I was a preteen, a teenager. She stopped making music for a while because of some legal stuff, and now she's back and she went on tour, and I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to relive my childhood or my teenagehood and to create a space for myself that I wanted as a teenager, to be able to sing to this music that resonated with me so much back then and still does resonate with me. And I went on another solo date to a concert. And so when the babysitter showed up, she was like, I give you so much props for going to these events alone. I could never do it. And I will admit, it made me feel a little bit self-conscious at first, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I am doing something that people typically don't do. But I was like, oh, but it's a concert. Nobody will really care. No one's going to be looking at me. They're there for one reason, to see JoJo and to hang out with their friends. And I was there alone, but I didn't really think about it as being alone. I was there to have fun, to enjoy myself. And the one thing that I really reflected on is a lot of my friends know JoJo. They know her old music, but they don't know her new music. And so for me, I was like, I'm sure I could have found somebody to go with me, but would they have had as much fun as I did because they didn't know her new music? Or would I had to go with someone who I didn't really want to go with just to feel like I needed to go with someone? And so we wait so often to have someone go with us, even if they're not our first choice in who we want to go with us, or maybe there's someone who just isn't going to have as much fun as we're going to have, and that brings our energy down. And that's not fair to us. So why not just go and enjoy it by yourself? I noticed some other girls that were there by themselves. So I was like, look at us go. Like, we're out enjoying a concert by ourselves. And once the music started to go, I just danced and I enjoyed it. And the one thing I really took away from this experience going to a concert alone is that it wasn't the most confidence building activity. Like, if you listen to my other episodes, for instance, going to a comedy show alone, that was a huge confidence booster for me. Even though this wasn't a huge confidence booster, I think it just reassured me of how confident I have become. And I say it wasn't a huge confidence booster because it wasn't like the comedy show where I sat in the front row and all eyes are on me. I think the biggest takeaway was I just felt so comfortable in my own skin. And I wasn't thinking about what other people were thinking. I spent so long in my head at the comedy show of, what's that person thinking? Are they judging me? I just allowed myself to feel the music and to enjoy and to move and to dance and to sing and to just embrace what teenage Ivy was embracing and embracing it in 2025. And it was honestly just a beautiful feeling to just say, I feel so safe, so secure, so confident, and so proud in my own skin. And it's been a long journey to get here. And when I look back at these last 6 months, I just did an episode about this as well, about how it's not been a linear journey. But then I have moments like that at this concert where I'm like, I am nowhere where I was before. I am light years ahead. I am doing so many things that felt impossible before, were so scary. 6 months ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, I would have never gone to a concert alone. Actually, there was a singer, Trey Songz, he doesn't really make music anymore. He has come to Boston several times. And every time when I was younger, I wanted to go. But I could never find a friend that wanted to go with me because they didn't like his music like how I liked his music. So I never went to go see him in person. And I think about all of those times I missed out on because I was too afraid to do something for myself. I needed someone else to come with me. I needed to wait for someone else to say, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's do it. Instead of trusting my own voice that said, let's go. You want to see this person perform? Do it. It's one of those situations where when you have a goal, when you have an aspiration, when you have an activity you want to do, and you can't find someone to go along on the ride with you, nobody likes the same music or the same food or doesn't want to engage in that activity, it's too risky, too scary, too uncomfortable, why don't you just do it on your own? Because think about the fact that not only will you probably have a wonderful time, you will also learn so much about yourself. You will grow so much in confidence. And maybe you'll even get really comfortable in your skin like I have become. And so it's so important to recognize you don't have to wait. You can date yourself. You can take yourself out to that event and go on that activity or whatever it might be. You can do it on your own. It's always wonderful to have someone with us. We are social creatures by nature. We want that love. We want that care. But also recognize you can give that to yourself. You can show up for yourself as well. You can take the risk and go out and engage in that activity that you've been wanting to do, but you've been afraid to do it alone, or you've been wanting someone to do it with you, and everyone is telling you no. You don't have to wait for them. You don't have to wait till you find someone off the street that's going to come with you just so you have someone next to you for that comfort. Walk into that space like you own it, and just know that people aren't looking at you as much as you think that they are, and go and have a good time. I'm actually taking myself out later on a solo date to dinner, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to sit at a table. I'm not going to just sit at the bar and you blend in. I'm going to sit at a table and I get dressed up. I'm going to look nice. For who? For me. For me. Because we don't have to wait for someone else to tell us that we're beautiful. We don't have to wait for somebody else to show up for us. We don't have to wait for someone else to plan a date or to plan an outgoing, to plan an activity, to plan an outing. We don't have to wait. You know why? Because you have yourself. And I want you to know that at the end of the day, self-love is the most important and beautiful gift you can give to yourself. All the other people are extra. I remember my therapist said to me that she wants me to get to a space where I can see myself as the entree and everybody else as dessert. And we're talking about everybody else, we mean romantic relationships. Because my friends were like this. We got each other. I know that support is mutual. And I know that they're always going to be there for me. But if you remember, this healing journey is about me attracting people in romantic relationships that haven't been good for me. I've needed them in my life to fill a void rather than having them in my life to complement me. And so we talked about how seeing myself as the entree, when you go out to eat, you need to eat a real meal, right? Even if that's just an appetizer, you still need to eat a real meal. But you don't have to get dessert. Dessert is fun. It's extra. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to taste really good. Oh, it's going to be amazing. But you could leave that meal satisfied if you just have the entree. Of course, there might still be that longing for the dessert, but you don't need to have it. So if you have it, it's extra, but you don't have to walk away out of that restaurant with that dessert. And some of you might be saying, yes, I do. I have to have dessert unless I will melt. I get that. But when I think about that in terms of relationships and toxic people and jobs that we let into our lives, recognizing that you are the entree, that you have everything you already need within you to reach your goals and to feel good about yourself and to embrace love and acceptance. And everybody else is just extra, right? They add to your life, but they shouldn't be making you whole because you are whole on your own. So they add fun and love and care and attention, and they provide space where you feel good about yourself. And it's about recognizing that they can add to you, but they don't have to fill a void. And so you don't need to have that dessert, but you do need to have an entree. You do need to have yourself. You do need to fill yourself with joy and happiness and love and care and attention and affection and compassion and patience and kindness. You do need to fill yourself up with all of those things, but you don't need someone else to do it. If they do, it's going to feel great, but it's just extra because you already know it for yourself. You already know that at the end of the day, no matter what someone does or doesn't do, if they choose or don't choose you, if they hire somebody else, if they give someone else a promotion, if they pick somebody else, that you are still worthy because you know your worth. You've done the work to know that you are beautiful and capable and strong, and that you add so much to the world just by being you. You know all of your amazing qualities, and you know that they're missing out because they didn't move forward with you, but you know that there's something else better for you. And in the meantime, you're going to give yourself that love. And that's exactly what I'm doing in this journey. And it was so cool to be at this concert and to see myself as the entree and to say, I am here and I am whole and I am what I need right now. I don't need someone else here with me to fill a void. I am here with myself and I am having fun and I am comfortable in my own skin. I am the entree and everyone else is the dessert. And so recognizing that you are whole on your own, and I want that for you. I want you to be able to feel that, believe it, love it for yourself, love you. I want you to be able to feel it, believe it, hold on to it wholeheartedly, that you are more than enough and that you are worthy as you are, because you are the entree. You are the entree. And of course, I don't want to devalue the fact that we're social creatures and we need community. We need people. I'm not saying that. Like really take advantage of your friends and your family that care and support you and uplift you. And you don't have to ask them to show up. You don't have to ask them to be around you. But it's when we're seeking out those people who aren't good for us that we're latching onto for that love and acceptance and validation. We're latching onto them and we're not giving it to ourselves. That's where the negative cycle starts. So it's really about recognizing having those people in your life that uplift you. They're part of your entree. Keep going out with them and spending time with them. But also knowing that on that journey, I hope you always know that you are worthy. I hope you always know that you can give yourself love too, because that's part of the journey and it's a beautiful journey. So part of this podcast is in every episode, I pull out a affirmation and I'm going to read it to you. What is today's affirmation? So the beautiful thing about growth is that it's not stagnant. It does not pause. You are always growing. I love this affirmation. All these affirmations are from my journal entries over the last 6 months, and I've written down different quotes at the end of each journal entry. And this is actually my favorite one because it's very easy for us to think that when we are in a moment of lull, maybe you're not practicing self-care, or you feel like you're not happy with your life, or someone else is doing better than you and you're comparing yourself and you feel stuck, and maybe you're waiting for a course to start or school to start, or you're waiting for a job to start, or maybe you're in the process of dating and you're trying to find a partner and maybe you're just in a lull. It's easy to say, I'm just stuck and I'm stagnant right now. But it's so important to know that even on the days when you're doing absolutely nothing, you're growing. There's been different situations today that I've handled so differently than I would have in the past. And so even on the days that we feel like we're doing nothing, we are still growing. We are still doing activities and tasks and things that scare us that were really difficult for us to do even just a month ago or years ago. And so it's so important to recognize that even when you feel stagnant, growth does not stop. Healing does not stop. You are constantly always growing. So I just want to read this one more time. So the beautiful thing about growth is that it is not stagnant. It does not pause. You are always growing. You are always growing. Remember that even on the hard days, especially on the hard days, because you are growing on those hard days. You have learned so much on that hard day, even when it doesn't feel like it. You have just cultivated so much strength and resilience because you got through that hard day. You are growing. On the best days, you are growing because you're learning how to celebrate yourself. You're learning to sit in the hard on the hard days and celebrate yourself on the great days, and to do both on either day, right? Growth is not stagnant. And I think that's just a beautiful thing to remind yourself when you're feeling stuck. Even though this is a hard moment, I know that there's a blessing and a lesson on the other side because I am not stuck. I am not stagnant right now because I'm growing and learning with every single moment. Today was all about how I have embraced my own skin, and I hope that you can start doing that for yourself as well. What are you going to do to take a risk on yourself, to show up for yourself, even in the most small way that you might have always waited for someone else to do with you? What can you do today that you've always waited for someone else to say yes to, that you can instead finally say yes to yourself, no matter what their answer is? I challenge you to do that. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Healing One Square at a Time.